Good afternoon and welcome to Lunchtime News. You're with me, Sarah Fonseca. Before we head into our stories, first we'll take a look at headlines in detail.
President takes seat in Parliament to extend message of condolence on passing of former Minister Professor Vishwa Varnapala. Right to Information Commission receives 101 appeals this year on refusals from state institutions to provide information. US President Trump endorses guns for teachers to stop shooting.
President Maithripala Sirisena also took seat in the parliamentary chambers this morning. The main order of the day was the mourning the passing of former Minister Professor Vishwa Varnapala. Extending his message of condolence, President Sirisena said Professor Varnapala was someone who always stood against fraud and corruption.
Professor Vishwa Varnapala was a very close and long-time friend of mine. He was a progressive and active member of leftist politics in the country. He is a person who authored several books in both Sinhala and English on the vision of SWRD Bandaranayake. Since the very beginning of his political career and during his term as a member of parliament and a deputy minister, and every time he held a position in the state sector, Vishwa Varnapala always fulfilled his responsibilities to the highest.
Meanwhile, the joint opposition requested the Speaker to table the agreement of the national government to Parliament. Newsfirst parliamentary correspondent Sripal Vanyarachi said the request was made by the joint opposition parliamentary leader MP Dinesh Gunawardena. Responding to the request, leader of the House Minister Lakshman Kiriyalla said the Prime Minister and the General Secretary of the United People's Freedom Alliance made a statement in Parliament yesterday confirming that the national government will continue. Minister Kiriyalla therefore said there is no need for the matter to be discussed any further, adding legal advice was sought in the decision-making process. Newsfirst parliamentary correspondent Sripal Vanyarachi said the Presidential Commission of Inquiry appointed to look into irregularities in Sri Lankan Airlines and Lanka was also discussed in the Parliament today. The Right to Information Commission that received 101 appeals this year following refusals from state institutions to provide certain information.
Chairman of the Commission, P.T. Ranasinghe, stated that last year the Commission received 356 appeals. He added hearings are being conducted into all the appeals. The chairman said orders have been issued following hearings conducted into over 100 appeals. Some of the orders require the state institutions to release the information requested. The chairman further noted that the general public can file appeals at the Commission on requests of information submitted to 3,500 state institutions.
The Non-Communicable Disease Unit of the Ministry of Health has decided to launch an island-wide survey to identify non-communicable disease in the country. The Director General of the unit, Dr. Tilak Siriwardena, said the cause for the non-communicable disease are expected to be identified during the program. He added the number of people contracting non-communicable disease have increased significantly in the recent past. With that, we move on to more local news now. A 59-year-old motorcyclist died after he collided with a cow in the Galpitgalayara area in Katharagama, Lunugamvehira Road. The victim was a resident of Kandugastura in Katharagama. Two more people were killed in separate motor accident in Mathura and Dabula.
A person was killed in a motor accident which occurred in Alutwalla, Mathura last night. The victim was identified as Sujiva Dharmapriya, a 46-year-old resident of Yelavitiagala. The victim was hit by a car while he was walking on the road. A correspondent said the driver of the car fled the scene. The body of the victim has been placed at the Mathura General Hospital while the Kamburupitiya police are investigating into the incident. A motor accident in Palvehara area in Dambul-Habarana Road claimed the life of a motorcyclist. The office of the police media spokesman said the accident occurred when a tipper truck travelling towards Habarana collided with a motorbike travelling in the opposite direction while trying to overtake a bus. The motorcyclist, who admitted to the Dambulla Base Hospital, succumbed to the injuries he sustained. The victim was a 20-year-old resident of Palvehara. The post-mortem examination is set to be conducted today. The driver of the tipper truck was arrested by the Dambulla police.
National Council for Road Safety has decided to raid the shops that are selling substandard helmets.
President of the National Council for Road Safety, Dr. Sisira Kodaguda, announced that instructions have been provided to the Consumer Affairs Authority to start the raids from next month. He advised the public not to buy substandard helmets as they provide no protection and are dangerous. An
elephant calf was killed after being run over by a train travelling to Trincomalee from Colombo this morning. The accident had occurred at 4:30 this morning in Kotiyankangi area in Kithul Utuwa. Wildlife officials of the Kaudulla said the elephant calf was around 12 years old. The Albopura police are investigating the incident, while the carcass of the animal will be buried upon completion of the post-mortem examination. But with that, we move on to more local news now. A fire broke out in a two-story building in Hettimulla, Beduwala last night.
The office of the police media spokesperson said the fire originated from the ground floor of the building around 9 last night. The building was being used as a hardware store. Our correspondent said the fire was contained through the efforts of the area residents, the Beduwala police and the Kalutara Fire Brigade. All equipment at the hardware store were destroyed in the fire. The office of the police media spokesperson said no lives were harmed in the incident. The cause of the fire is yet to be ascertained.
Fort Magistrate Lanka ordered Rear Admiral Anand Guruge to provide a statement to the Criminal Investigation Department on the 5th of next month. He is to provide a statement in the case regarding the white van abduction and disappearance of 11th youth in Colombo in 2008.
The magistrate also dismissed a request made by the counsel of the defendant to remove the CID from the investigations into the incident. The magistrate pointed out that the court does not have the legal power to issue such an order. Court also rejected a request to grant bail to the 8th and 9th defendants of the case who were Navy intelligence personnel and further remanded them until the 8th of next month. The magistrate dismissed the point raised by the defendant's counsel that there is no legal provision for murder charges to be filed against the two suspects. The magistrate also ordered the 7 suspects of the case, including former Navy media spokesman DKP Dasanayaka, who is currently released on bail, to appear before court on the 3rd of May. Magistrate Lanka Jayaratna ordered the Criminal Investigations Department to produce a case file to the next court hearing if there are any more suspects to be arrested over the incident.
UNESCO celebrated the International Mother Language Day yesterday, the 21st of February. It serves as a reminder that English diversity and multilingualism are essential for sustainable development.
In Colombo, the celebrations were organized in and around the Viharamadevi Open Air Theatre by the Bangladesh High Commission to Sri Lanka, together with the Ministry of National Coexistence, Dialogue and Official Languages. The event was attended by Chairperson of the Office for National Unity and Reconciliation, former President Chandrika Bandaranaike Kumaratunga, and Bangladesh High Commissioner to Sri Lanka, Riaz Hamidullah.
Last year we collected 137 bags of blood, and we can proudly say that our blood, including my own blood, is in Sri Lankan blood. So that's the spirit. Many people ask me that what is the relationship with language and blood? It's very somber, very subtle, because that not only symbolizes sacrifice, but blood is again a very unifying factor, unifying space, element.
Language could in fact be said to be the main vehicle of a people's identity, the identity of a nation, the identity of an ethnic group. Rather than celebrate the International Mother Language Day in Sri Lanka, we have to actually have events all over the country where we would at least teach our young people the importance of learning each other's languages, the importance of respecting each other's diverse cultures. I would say in Sri Lanka that's what we need more.
Our national slogan, next to the national flag, next to the national anthem, is Sri Lankan our identity, diversity our strength. That is our future. Unless and until we understand as Sri Lankans that diversity is our strength, we will have no future. This country belongs to all of us. Although religions are our religions, All ethnicities are our own ethnicities.
A number of diplomats and government ministers present at the event took part in the activities organized in line with the celebrations.
International Tourist Guide Day 2018 was marked yesterday. Minister John Amaratunga, speaking at the Sri Lankan Institute of Tourism and Hotel Management, spoke of tourism-related issues in the south.
Where are we compared to the other South Asian countries? With 2.2 million, what is that? It's a petty number. See, Cambodia, who came out the other day, records over 4 million tourists. It all depends on the marketing ability and also how best and how well the tourists are treated and safeguarded. Today, the southern beaches are full of complaints. They are being harassed. But very unfortunately, there isn't the presence of police in those areas. I have been telling the SSP who is here, kindly open up a couple of police posts in the beach areas and try to regulate. If you don't do that, the people who come once will never come back again.
Well, this is a wrap of lunchtime news for the day. Do join us again at 1:55 with the very latest.